We live in the age of the selfie. Self-portraits typically taken with a smartphone and then very often shared on social media. So far removed from the facial expression, the personality, and even the inner essence of models captured by some of the best known portrait artists in history. For example, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, and Frans Hal's Laughing Cavalier. Our verses today give us a beautiful portrait of who Jesus is. Just listen to this. Colossians 1 verses 15 and 16. The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. In other words, God was fully revealed in Jesus Christ. When Jesus was born in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, he was the manifestation of God on earth. As the praise song goes, meekness and majesty, manhood and deity, in perfect harmony, the man who is God. Jesus was both fully God and fully man at the same time. God literally walked the earth in the person of Jesus. The person who flung stars into space and who created the heavens and the earth came from the splendor of heaven and was born in human form and lived among us. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. Just think about that for a moment. Jesus wasn't some sort of person in a robe strumming a harp on top of a cloud. Paul's letter to the Philippians tells us that Jesus came as a lowly servant so that he could relate to everyone on earth. He had all the riches of heaven at his disposal, and yet Jesus became poor. And even though the angels sang of his glory at his birth, Jesus' life was constantly overflowing with humility. Remember Paul's words to the Philippians? He made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant. Being made in human likeness and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. Yes, even though he created the heavens and the earth, and now sits at the right hand of his Father in glory, Jesus humbled himself. And in his great love for you and me, Jesus died to save us. Folks, what an example and what a Saviour we truly have. May you continue to keep safe, and may you continue to know God's blessing in your life in these anxious and uncertain days.